Okay, so if you're in university, you already know it's so much more than just hitting the books, right? It's a whole new social world. And today, we're going to dive into how to navigate all of that, how to have conversations that just flow.
I mean, have you ever walked into a room, maybe a party or that first day of a new class, and it's like your brain just shuts off? You completely forget how to talk to people. Yeah, that feeling. It's incredibly common, and we're going to unpack it and give you a solid toolkit to get past it. All right, so first things first. Before we can really get a handle on this thing, we've got to know what it is we're up against. So let's put a name to it. What exactly is this feeling of social awkwardness?
So, at its heart, it's really just that moment where you feel like you're stumbling over your words. You know that feeling like your brain is just buffering, trying to find what to say next? And here's the thing, it's not some deep personality flaw. It's just a conversational speed bump. And honestly, just calling it what it is, that's the first step to taking its power away.
And I really want to drive this point home because it's so important. This is completely normal. Seriously, tons of students feel this way, especially when you're thrown into a new place like university. It has nothing to do with who you are or your ability to connect with people. It's just part of the experience for so many of us. You are definitely not alone in this.
But why? Why do we feel this way? Well, to figure that out, we've got to dig into the psychology a little bit. We need to separate the story we tell ourselves in our heads from what's actually going on around us.
See, there's this huge gap between what we fear is happening and what's really happening. In our minds, it feels like there's a giant spotlight on us, right? Like everyone is hanging on our every word, just waiting for us to mess up. But the reality? Most people are completely wrapped up in their own heads. They're the stars of their own movie. They're worrying about what they're going to say, not analyzing what you just said. That little slip up you're obsessing over, it was probably just a tiny blip on the radar, if they noticed it at all.
Okay, so we get the feeling and we get the psychology. Now for the good stuff, the fix. And the solution, it really starts from the inside. We're going to talk about building a strong, solid core of confidence. Because confidence, that's the real key here. It's the foundation for everything we're going to talk about. And hey, this isn't about being the loudest person in the room or being some super extrovert. It's just an inner feeling, a quiet belief in yourself that makes all those social situations feel way less scary. Think of it like the engine that's going to power you through. So, how do we build it? Well, it breaks down into three pretty simple steps. First off, you got to embrace what makes you, well, you. Your weird hobbies, your passions, your specific sense of humor. That's the good stuff. That's what makes you interesting. Second, you have to start paying attention to that voice in your head and actively switch it from being critical to being supportive. And you know what? When you do those two things, they naturally lead to the third step, fostering a real, genuine belief in yourself. And look, this isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about actually believing it. When you genuinely start to value yourself and what you bring to a conversation, people feel that. They really do. That kind of self-belief is totally contagious. All right, so our inner confidence is getting a workout. Now it's time to add some practical tools to our social toolkit. These are the actual skills you can pull out and use in pretty much any situation. Okay, skill number one. This might be the most powerful one in the whole bunch. Active listening. Here's why it's so great. It takes all the pressure off you to be interesting. Instead, you just have to focus on being interested. Ask them questions, actually look at them when they're talking and really listen to what they're saying. Honestly, people love to talk about themselves, and just showing that you're genuinely curious is like a super fast way to make a real connection. Next up, breaking the ice. That first move can feel like the absolute hardest part, I get it, but it really doesn't need to be some grand gesture. A simple hi or hello is usually all it takes. Then try asking open-ended questions. Questions that need more than just a yes or no answer. That's how you get a real conversation started. And trust me, 9 times out of 10, the other person is just as nervous and is totally relieved that you took the lead.
All right, but what about when you say the wrong thing? We've all been there. You tell a joke and it just falls flat. Or you totally blank on someone's name. It's going to happen. So, what's the play? What do you do right in that cringy moment?
Here's your 3-step emergency recovery plan. Step 1, just don't panic. Seriously, take a breath. It's not a big deal. Step 2, if you can, laugh it off. A little bit of self-deprecating humor can work wonders. It just shows you're human and don't take yourself too seriously. And step 3, this is the most important one. Just move on. Let it go. Don't replay it in your head, because like we talked about, nobody else is. Okay, so let's zoom out. We've defined the feeling, we've started working on our inner confidence, and we've got some practical skills in our back pocket. So now let's put it all together and talk about the journey from here.
And please, remember this. This isn't like flipping a light switch. It's more like building a muscle. It takes time, it takes practice. You're going to have some great conversations, and you're going to have some awkward ones. That's okay. The most important thing is just to be patient and kind to yourself through all of it.
So, what's the game plan for success? It's simple, really. Just keep practicing. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And don't let that fear of rejection stop you. It happens to everyone, and it doesn't mean anything about you. And hey, make sure you celebrate the small victories. Did you ask someone a question in class? Awesome. Did you say hi to someone in the coffee line? That's a win. Acknowledge that progress. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge, a question. With all this in mind, with these tools in your back pocket, who are you going to connect with first? Just think of one person, maybe someone in your seminar or in a club or even just in your dorm. Your whole journey can start with one simple hello. You can totally do this.